And this is Prep Rally Live.
On tape.
Hey, you got it.
I got it.
We're
See,
doing
you and I
good.
work. We don't need Chip. Our man Chip, he's taking some well-deserved time off. He's stressed out a little bit. But, man, it's appropriate because we're bringing in our man Henry. He knows all the playoff scenarios. So let's go. Who are we starting with?
Well, can you actually believe this, Rick, that we are at the next to the last week of the regular football season?
Man, seemed like we just going around in Fort Smith and up here at Fayetteville when we were doing all our had all our teams in. We were taking our pictures, the guys we never heard of, players we never heard of. And you know what? And for the teams, we're going to be talking about playoffs a lot. But for teams who don't make the playoffs, they got 2 games left, and that's it.
Exactly. And we're going to talk about the game of the week, sponsored by West Termite Pest and Lawn.
And especially this time of year, I mean, it's getting cold outside, and the critters start coming in there. Man, you're brushing your teeth. You might have a mouse or something on you, or crawling up your back. Hey, I lived in a trailer one time. It happened to me all the time. So we really appreciate these guys every week, especially this week. If you don't like the pest, go to West. So that kind of rhymes, doesn't it?
There you go. But hey, I know we're talking high school football here.
Yes.
But this is also World Series baseball.
Yeah.
So with our game of the week, I'm fixing to throw you a curveball.
I'm ready.
The old 12-6. So
I'll be
instead of
bailing
one,
out right now.
I'm giving you 2 games of the week.
We got 2 games of the week?
2 games of the week. And the reason I'm kind of doing this, both of them have almost identical simplifications. We've got a conference championship on the line this week. First game, we're going to go mention the 4A4 conference. The Lamar Warriors will travel to Ozark and take on the Hillbillies.
We was talking to Leland earlier and said Lamar had won a conference championship. Josh Jones is an excellent coach. He won a state championship at a magazine, and I was a little surprised to hear that. So, and Ozark, they're an excellent team. So, man, really looking forward to that game.
So, yeah, and this is for the conference championship. We have Ozark who, we kind of had that feeling that Ozark was capable of doing this. But
Burns,
with Lamar, we're talking about a team who just, they've just moved into Class 4A 2 years ago, or this is their second year in Class 4A. Some teams do not handle a move up in classification well, but the Warriors have handled it well and have thrived in the 4A4. Who do you have on this one?
Man, I tell you what, I like, you know what? I'm going to go Lamar. I like what they're doing. Nothing against Ozark, but I like what Josh Jones, what they're doing down there. And if they hadn't won a championship yet, they'd get one on Friday night. So Rick's picks, I'm going Lamar.
So you're going to go with the road team on this one. So you heard it first. He's going for the upset special. Warriors on the road against Ozark.
Yeah, road doesn't bother them. They'll be there. They can go back there and get that win, come home and celebrate.
So that's game of the week number 1. Now here comes number 2. Different conference. We're going to switch gears to the 3A4 conference. We have on one side, we have undefeated Paris. On the other side, we've got Booneville with a 1-loss team. Kudos to Booneville. They could have said, hey, we got a forfeit win against Danville.
Yeah, they could have said,
we're going to sit back, take it easy. No, they traveled to Texas and took on a very good team. Now, they took a loss, their only loss of the season, but hey, they have motored through the 3A4 conference until now, and now Paris and Booneville get the butt heads Friday night.
Let's see, the new coach down there, Jeff Weaver, he didn't go in there and say, we're going to change this, we're going to change that, we're going to do everything different. No, he saw Paris was set up last year, and he's just continued it. They're 8-0 again. But, man, Booneville, they've been here before, and that stadium's going to be packed. You've been there where they're purple all over on the home side. They got a lot of tradition. Rand Ray, Riley Ray, Ricky Ray, and that whole bunch down there. So I got to go with Booneville at home.
Booneville at home over Paris.
Yeah.
And, of course, we talked about this on the podcast. There's another team lurking, waiting to see if they've got a shot at it, and that's Perryville, who will play Booneville next week. So now we're going to go to our game number 3, not game of the week, but this one, not a conference championship.
It's a seeding.
But now you're in these games where you're trying to figure out, hey, postseason, are we going to get the start at home? Or are we going to start on the road? This game will determine one, and we're going to go to the 7A West, and we're going to talk about Rogers going to Springdale Harbor, and this will be a game for seeding purposes.
You know, I've seen Rogers play a couple times, and they got some huge offensive linemen. Good Shield is an excellent quarterback, and Harbor's really good too. They got all, but Harbor doesn't stop enough people.
You know, I have seen both these teams in the last 2 weeks, and let me tell you, we have talked about this. The crazy trend of 2021, if there's a crazy game, guess what? I'm going to be there for it. You know, I had last week Rogers against Bentonville, 56-49. Rogers over 670 yards total offense in this game. Yet they missed out by just a short distance when the guy caught the ball on the last play of the game, but his feet were out of bounds.
Oh, and so
it was an incomplete pass.
Oh,
and then
that close.
And then Harbor 2 weeks ago had a 21-point lead with 10 minutes left to play against Bentonville West, but Bentonville West found a way to come back. So, in the case of Harbor, which team will show up? Will it be the good, Mr. Jekyll? Will it be Mr. Hyde? Which one shows up?
You know who's going to show up? The Rogers Bounties. The Rogers Bounties going to show up. I think Rogers Bounties go on the road again, right? So I'm 2 out of 3 road teams. I'm going with the Rogers Bounties.
So you're thinking Rogers will get the higher seed, and
yes.
So you've got to hear from Rick this week. He's going with the road team 2 out of 3. So in that case, game of the week and all that. Get week 9 of the high school football season, and next week we'll go to week 10, and I probably won't be here. They'll probably boot me out of the chair, and Chip will take it back.
You'll be here.
But you'll be here. So,
yep.
Hey, for you guys out there watching this, be sure and go out to a game Friday night. It doesn't matter where you go out to. Just go out here, go to one of these games, support these kids,
athletes,
support these teams and these programs, and they'll sure appreciate you for it. For Henry Apple, that's Rick Fires, and we'll catch you on Prep Rally Live
on tape
next week.